Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever or wherever you are. My name is TK, and here is my first podcast. And today I have my special guest, Gabby.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes, it's nice having you here, Gabby. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. A little bit hot here in
Living
Thailand,
hot?
as you know.
Yes, absolutely. We only have one season here in Thailand, and it's the hot season. It's summer all the time.
Absolutely. It's hot season all the time, every day, but I don't miss the cold, so I cannot complain.
All right. So today we're gonna talk about. Let's start with the first topic. Okay.
All right.
Okay. The first topic is Thai parents versus Canadian parents.
So, as you know, as people might not know who are listening right now, TK is Thai and I am Canadian. I'm currently living in Thailand. And how do we know each other, TK? Do you want to give people a little bit of a background on how we know each other?
Oh, okay. I almost forgot about this. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. No stress.
Okay. Yeah. My name is TK. Okay. I'm a student at Ubon University in Thailand, and yeah, I met Gabby when I was in high school,
hmm
and yeah, she was a good teacher, very good teacher. She taught me a lot about life and traveling.
I did not, you've never told me that before. I'm happy to hear that. Honestly, we had so many good conversations. You were in grade 12 when I was
Grade 12.
teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was teaching
hmm
grade for people who don't know, the grades are very different in Thailand, but I was teaching Matayom 4 and Matayom 6,
Yes, we call it.
which, yeah,
Yeah, we call them mob lie.
yes. Which is basically, if you want to translate that to North American standards, that would be about like grade 10 and grade 12. And TK was in grade 12 at the time. He was about to graduate when I was in the first semester of teaching here in Thailand. And that was in 2017, so almost 3 years ago now. Can you believe
Yes.
that?
Yeah. It's
It's
been a
pretty
long
crazy.
time. Yeah, it's very crazy.
I can't believe we've known each other for 3 years already. I feel like I just got the first time I got to Thailand was yesterday.
Okay, okay. So should we
So,
start?
yeah, back to our topic, which is a good thing I think that we talk about because Canadian parents versus Thai parents is a big, big difference.
Yes. So what have you seen in Thailand that is that are some differences that you've seen?
Um, I think one of the biggest differences for me that I see
Mm-hmm.
is Thai parents from the very beginning are very, very um, adamant, like very strict and sure that they want their children to kind of obey them and always follow the rules. In Canada, I feel like we have that, but it's not. The kids are not as respectful. The kids are very, very quick to start disobeying, and it's a little bit more relaxed, I think, but it's something that I appreciate about Thailand because you have many kids who can be really disrespectful in Canada, but here I find that you don't see as much obvious disrespect to the parents because it is very, very um, it's very badly seen by society. And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes you have Thai families who are living together in a house, multiple people, and that's another big difference. Oftentimes you'll have the parents, the grandparents, and the kids all living together in one house. So, in a sense, you have the grandparents who are helping, say, "Hey, that's disrespectful. Don't be rude. Don't yell. Don't throw things around. Don't be, disrespectful around the adults."
Mm-hmm.
On top of, having the parents as well. And I think that creates an environment of the child feeling like, okay, I'm a little bit outnumbered here. I'm hearing it from my grandparents, hearing it from my parents. And I find they're in the early childhood much more obedient and respectful towards their parents. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Well, I've been in that kind of moment before.
Oh, really?
Yes, for real. I used to feel like I'm in a cage for somehow in
Oh,
my
really?
house. Yes. I always been told like you're not allowed to do this, you're not allowed to do that in terms of culture, or
Hmm.
is a part of the rule of this house, something like that.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
So
I didn't really feel comfortable, but now I think I have already out of the cage.
you're out of the cage. I love
Yes.
that analogy.
Well, in fact, I'm out of the house.
Yes, absolutely. So I think it's good for people to hear, like, there are a lot of Thai kids
Uh-huh.
who might not feel the same way, who don't think that it was a cage and they just think it was regular. But for you, you've told me before that from an earlier age,
Hmm.
there were a lot of times where you felt like you needed to challenge the rules of your home, right?
Yes.
What would be an example of that?
Let's say about things or stuff in my house, like
Hmm.
utensils or anything. It could be anything. Like we can't really lift the thing that we wear, such as let's say a hat. As a
Okay.
hat, yeah, as a hat, we cannot put them on the floor or
Oh,
somewhere or
really?
somewhere lower than our feet.
Okay.
Yes, it's kind of like culture. I I'm,
Yes, of
I'm I'm not sure
course.
if it's really culture, but yeah, I can't do
Hmm.
that. I can't do that. And we
Did you ever just wait? What did you ever think that that was weird? Did you ever think like, why? Like,
yes,
was that weird?
yes, I talk about it every time, all the time. I was like, why? It's just a hat. It's not
Yeah.
it's not that important, you know.
Right.
Yeah, and also a pillow.
A
We we
pillow.
we can't even step on a pillow.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
That's so funny that you say that because I have small pillows in my home here,
Mm.
and I had friends visit, and they use them to like put their feet on them. They like put
Uh,
them in the bed to like hang out and relax and
mhm.
lounge and put their feet on there. For me, I wouldn't even think twice about that.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I would have never thought about that, but for people who are listening who might not necessarily know, because I might have some of my people who know me who are
Uh-huh.
listening to this podcast, um, everything with your feet in Thailand, as I've understood it as a foreigner, is it's
Mhm.
super disrespectful. It's the lowest part of your body. It's the
Yes.
dirtiest part of your body. Um, the head in Buddhist culture is the highest to the sky. It's the most important part of the body. It's the most respected part of the
Mhm.
body. And as a complete opposite, the feet are super, super disrespectful. For example, taking off your shoes before you come into a home, or not putting your feet on anything, like you said, putting your feet up and showing the bottom of your feet to anybody is extremely disrespectful, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. Also, I always hear this word from my grandma. She always say that our ancestors always do this, and we have to follow.
Ah,
Yes, like the feet.
so
Yes, like the feet is the lowest part of our body,
yeah.
and yeah, we can't step on anything
Hmm.
that they use for higher position, like
Right,
yes, like hat, also shirts or clothes. Sometimes my,
right.
my grandma just yells at me like, stop it. Our ancestors didn't do that.
Is that a line that you heard often? Was our ancestors didn't do that? You can't do it. The ancestors didn't do it, so we can't do it.
Yes, I always heard about it all the time. Yeah.
It's like the ancestors are watching you right now. You better not put that hat on the ground.
Yes, you said that. You exactly said that. Yes.
I had a feeling. See, for us, I think, I mean, for some people that might be very strange. Like, why would you focus on something so maybe simple or not important? But it is very important for Thai people. And in Canadian culture, we have a lot of rules and obedience and stuff, but never have I ever heard my mom bring up ancestors or
Mm.
past. past people in our generational line who would be offended by our actions. It's not something that you hear very often in a my family is French Canadian, so you might have some immigrants in Canada who come from either Asian cultures or any other cultures that might have the same rules who would be talking about this. But personally, for me and my family, that's never been a part of my like growing up. But
Hmm.
I'm so curious to know what I would have thought of that as a child, because I am a very strong-minded individual,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm just curious what, like, 8-year-old me would have said to that. I'm so curious. My mom always says that as a child, my mom and my stepdad both have told me that as a child, I always had a response for everything. Like, it didn't matter what was going on. I always had something to say about it, always had an opinion, you know,
Hmm.
and that's something that's always been part of my personality. Do you feel like you've been able to fully express yourself always?
Not all the time.
No.
No, not really.
And I mean that's also normal, right? We go through that.
Yes.
That's also very common in all of the world. As much as some kids, might have a bit stricter rules in some places.
Hmm.
In Canada, there are tons of times where me and my friends have felt like, I just feel like I'm not understood. I just feel like I can't say what I really want to say.
Hmm.
But it just comes from different backgrounds, I think, really. But it's kind of a
Yes.
unifying thing that we have as kids. It's like you grow up in a family, you want to be respectful, you want to make sure that your parents are proud of you. So
Yes.
you want to make sure that you follow the rules. But sometimes it's hard because we're becoming our own individuals and we're growing up and we're feeling strongly about certain things or feeling confused or like we might not have all the answers, and
Hmm.
sometimes just the answer of, well, that's just how it
Yes.
is not always the best thing, because you think, okay, but that doesn't explain anything.
Right. Okay, that's what a childhood. So let's step up a little bit. How about the adulthood? What are the differences that you see in Thailand's adulthood and versus with Canadian adulthood?
um well, there are so many things, honestly.
Okay.
um in Thai culture, as you and I both know, it's a
Hmm.
collectivism attitude. It's a
Okay.
very collectivist country. People have each other's backs, and people are used to being like a crowd. They like to follow the crowd. They like to respect kind of what's going on in society. Everybody, I think of it like a school of fish. Like
Mm.
fish are always kind of moving together in a school, and that's how I view Thai society. Groups of friends and even big classes and big communities oftentimes like to all follow the same type of rules, and nobody likes to really step out of that.
Yes.
Whereas in Canada, we have a very, very individualist kind of society.
Mm.
It's you move out when you're a certain age. You're going to go build your own family, get your own house. It's very focused on you building your life, not a collectivism of, oh, us all working together to build a future, whether that's together or whatever. It's
Hmm.
very much like you need to start your life. How are you going to get to a point where you're building your own life? Everything is your own. That's the focus, and that's something that some people follow, some people don't follow. A lot of people are very, very family oriented, might stay at home for longer and take advantage of being able to be around their families for longer, or whatever the case may be. Everybody's different, but as a whole, individualism in Canada also translates into, sometimes people aren't as aware of everybody else around them. In
Hmm.
Thai culture, we're constantly being considerate of the people around us. It's not just about you all the time. You have to constantly be respectful of walking by of someone who's older than you, making sure that you're ducking, and making sure that you're being respectful of how your feet are in
Hmm.
your, whether your feet are pointing at anybody, or how you're speaking to somebody. being too crazy and too loud and disrespectful around elders is not really like seen as respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's just very different in Canada. Adults in Canada are kind of just, it's like, oh well, I'm doing what I'm doing and other people are doing what they're doing, and if we interact then hopefully it's positive, and a lot of people try to be, as kind as possible and respectful. But it's just different in terms of like constantly being aware of everybody around you, you know?
Yes, yeah. There's another thing is eye contact.
Mm.
We don't really do eye contact with other people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's the thing, is that you guys are collectivists, but the eye contact, it's like it's almost too intimate, right?
yeah.
And in Canada, if you don't give eye contact to somebody,
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes people are going to think like, oh, I don't, is there something wrong?
Uh-huh.
Is that person not feeling comfortable talking? Is that person being rude? Like, it can be viewed as many various different things that aren't necessarily like positive.
Yes.
So how do you explain the no eye contact in Thailand? Like, is it more respectful not to look someone in the eyes?
Um, I'm not sure if
Hmm.
the elders,
With the elders,
the
right?
elders. Yes, we don't really do eye contact with the elders because when we speak or talk to the elders, we have to look to their eyes maybe just once or twice when we talking when we having a conversation. And
Wow.
yes, and we have to look down and look up, look down, on and off like this, and we have to duck our head and show our body language that we accepting or denying something that they're talking.
Right.
Yes.
So if I'm talking, my Thai mom who lives across the street from me,
Mm-hmm.
is in her 80s, and we talk every day. Um, for me, I grew up, if I'm not looking you in the eye, it's disrespectful. So I think she's kind of understood. In the beginning, we kind of have to find our way, and I'm very respectful and very conscious of Thai culture. As you know, I'm very, very involved in trying to figure out how to find my place here and to respect Thai cultures. But if I'm looking at her too much in the eyes,
Mm-hmm.
how is she gonna perceive that? What is she gonna think?
Right.
Like, I
Um,
want I want you to tell me what you think she would think if I'm looking at her too much in the eyes. What is she gonna think of that?
well, I think she's gonna think like I think she's understand. I think we as Thai, I think we understand because you are foreigners, right? And we yes, as we have seen many of like Western movies or Western cultures
Of
through
course.
through our media from somewhere.
Right.
Yes, and we understand most of Thai people understand what is eye contacting, what is making eye contact in Western
And
culture. But
right.
yeah, we don't do it, but we know that we should do it with foreigners.
Right.
Yes, if
So,
okay, let me say again. As let's say, I think your Thai mother, right? Yeah,
yeah,
your
man.
Thai, yeah, your Thai mother. She she may thought that okay, it's a bit weird, but
Hmm.
it's okay because they do that. She might think this, they do
Mm.
that, and she has to follow. Yes, I think
Right. She knows that I'm not purposely being disrespectful.
yes,
So,
yeah, and I think we can also tell from foreigners' face and foreigners' emotions that okay, she is friendly. Okay, we
right.
should just making eye contact with them.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you were to have the same conversation with her
Mhm.
and you were looking in her eyes more than two times, you're looking in her eyes a lot, three, four, five times, looking at in her eyes a lot, how is she going to understand that? What is she going to think if you're doing that to her as a Thai citizen?
As a Thai citizen, well,
Yes.
maybe she would think that I'm having a problem with her.
Oh, really?
Yes, she would think that oh, I am disrespecting her.
Wow. So it's almost like almost like like confrontational. Like
Uh,
it's like I'm gonna look at you too much. Like we have a problem.
yes, yes,
Wow, that's so interesting.
right.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge difference for adulthood in back at home and for here, right? Because it's quite literally it's the complete opposite.
Yes,
It's it's the complete opposite. That's crazy.
yeah, no doubt with that.
Yeah. Some people when they they know or they think of me living here in Thailand,
Mhm.
I think what they imagine is the islands of Phuket, the tourism of Thailand. Oh, you're moving to paradise.
Mm.
You're just going to be, on the beach all day doing whatever, get to teach and go to the beach. And um, for people who are listening, I don't live anywhere near a beach.
Okay,
I live in Isan, which is the furthest away from a beach, except for Chiang Mai, which is the northern part of Thailand.
okay.
We're in northeast Thailand,
Hmm.
and um, the, what you see with Thailand and tourism and what you're going to interact with in the south, it's completely different than what you would see and interact with here in Isan, right?
Right, exactly, yes.
Completely different. So maybe if somebody had gone to Thailand already for a vacation and they went to the south and they said, "Oh, well, I talked to a lot of older Thai people and I looked them in the eyes and that wasn't a problem for me." Thai people have adapted, right, to tourism and especially in the south, right?
Yes,
So it's common for somebody who has only been to the tourism part of Thailand to maybe not have fully seen the depth of Thai culture and how important it is for them, right?
yes, exactly.
Yeah.